How y'all doing today? It's old Drifter. It's been another rainy day. I'm squinting because it's one of them cloudy days where the sun's kind of shining, but it's kind of not. And years ago, I damaged my eyes welding. They're really, really sensitive to light, so a day like today, I might as well be staring at the sun directly. But, I'll probably get my sunglasses here in a minute. I know it looks silly on a cloudy day to be wearing sunglasses, but I can't hardly see. I'm blind as a bat right now. But anyhow, it's been raining all day, which I know it was supposed to. And wow, that's really hurt my eyes. But anyway, I knew it was supposed to, but it slacked off. I'm gonna try to get out and just roam around a little bit before it starts raining again. But anyway, I thought I'd go check out that old homestead that I usually metal detect out here. I'm not gonna metal detect it today. I know I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but the conditions has gotta be right. And it rained all night. It started about 8 o'clock and rained hard to about 4 this morning. And when you get that old sloppy, this gumbo, what we call it, gumbo mud, you can't hardly metal detect that stuff. One thing, the water changes the signal in the ground, and plus it's just a mess. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to do it again today, but I am going to go walk out to that homestead and kind of look around. And I just thought I'd take y'all with me. So let's get going, not wasting time, because it'll probably start pouring down rain again. Hey, where we're going to be going is, like I told you the other day, yesterday I think it was, I always get on this walking trail right over here. But we're going to be going way around that point. Now, it's only going to be just a minute or two for you, but it's going to take me about an hour. So let's get started, because I don't want to get caught in the pouring down rain. Well, I finally made it to the trail. I'm out here pretty deep in the woods, but it's as you see, it's not a super highway. It's just oh wow, it's really muddy too. I've been walking probably I don't know, I didn't look at my watch. I've probably been walking a good 30-35 minutes to get this far. But now I still got a long ways to go. I got another, I don't know, 30-40 minutes to go before I get to this particular spot I want to be at. But it's beautiful out here, so quiet. Now if there was leaves on the trees, that would be awesome. It's just almost like a maze through here. Of course, in that time of the year, the summertime, you got a lot of campers and people ride their mountain bikes out here. So I wouldn't call it noisy, but there's a lot of activity out here. But right now, other than the wind, and oh, it's a one right here. I thought I was here. Other than the wind, it's just a few birds. I mean, it's stone cold quiet out here. Let me go check out this water right here. And I'm pretty sure it's just a ditch right here. A little bit of, yeah, that's what I thought it was. You got this big, massive tree. There's a little ditch running, and the water has made its way underneath the roots. So it's like it's actually pretty neat looking. Yeah, I like that. It's like a little mini waterfall right there. Actually, hang on, I'm gonna get a picture of that. I really like that. All right, I got my picture there. That was pretty cool. Let me do some more walking. I'm not gonna film it all. Just simple fact, as you can tell, no matter where you look, it all looks the same. You know, not much to show right now, but let me do a little more hiking here, and I'll come back to you. Just wanted to add something real quick. I ain't seen nothing cool, but I thought I should mention. I'm trying to get around a big water hole right here, but I thought I should mention that normally when I do these hikes, I guess every national forest is going to be the same, but if you'll look now, this area here, it's thousands and thousands of acres of, of nothing out there. No houses, no gas stations, no nothing. I mean, nothing. And normally when I go on these hikes, because a lot of times I make my own trail. I just take off up through there. I carry 2 GPSs with me. Of course, the one's on my phone. And then I carry a mechanical one with me. You know, this old round ones like you always seen when you was a kid or something. Them are more reliable than the modern ones anyway. And then I usually carry a, well, it's called a Trackmaster. I bought it at Cabela's. It's pretty much just a GPS tracking system. You can pin your start point, and throughout your hike, you know, drop pins on the screen, and you know, kind of make like a map to follow. It's them are great. I like it and I carry it, but then again, it's not reliable because it's battery operated. It's supposed to be waterproof and everything. But what if you was to drop it or your phone and break it, and then or battery goes dead or whatever? If that's what you're relying on, you're in bad shape then. And you can get turned around real easy in these woods, get disoriented and lost, and I've done it. But you know, I pull out my little mechanical GPS, my compass, or my phone, you know, it depends, and get right back on track. But yeah, if you don't have one of the mechanical compasses, this old, just like you had as a kid, this little round thing with the dial, you need to get one and really understand how it works and practice using it. Because I mean, it could save your life one day, and it did mine. Well, I wouldn't say save my life, but there was a time out here I got turned around. I was kind of walking in circles. Everything was looking the same. I just pulled that little guy out, got back on track. But I just now noticed something. Let's walk right over here. I'm gonna try not to make this video too long. It probably will be, but I'm gonna try not to. See this right here? I don't know, I'd have to do a little investigating. It don't show up as good on camera, but this is a sinkhole, or an impression in the ground. I don't know if that's just water running underneath and the root system has washed it out, or if that's an old dump site. I could dig around for a few minutes and find out. But this is some of the stuff I look for. One thing, trash obviously showing right on top. What I would do, I'd get my metal detector, get some signals, and kind of scratch around, see what's in there first. Because a lot of the old dump sites, now dump sites is where, well, it's self-explanatory. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, here I am losing track. But the reason I didn't carry all my GPS equipment and all that stuff today, because I'm staying right along the shoreline. So, you know, I won't get lost today. As long as I keep that in sight, I know where I'm at. If I happen to just, for some reason, lose track of where I'm at, I can just step out there on the shore, look around and get an idea, you know. Well, you know, obviously I need to go this way because I've been walking this way. But anyway, back to what I was saying about the dump site. A dump site is self-explanatory. It's where people over the years have stole their trash. I better go around this way. That looks like a water hole. You know, and it's sad that they did that, but there's a lot of antiques in a dump site. When I say antiques, I'm talking about old bottles, if you collect bottles, ceramics, glass figurines. I've found all kinds of stuff. I did find a glass figurine about 2 years ago. It was I don't know how to describe it. It kind of looked like an old Avon. Remember the Avon perfume bottles and stuff? You know, it's like cars, trains, and all that. It's not what it was, but it was something similar to that. Did a little research on it. Couldn't really find much information. So I thought, well, the best way to find out what it's worth and what it is, put it on eBay. That's what I did. On a 7-day auction, I sold that little glass figurine. It was probably, I don't remember. It's been a little while ago, but probably about the size of an average coffee cup, you know, ceramic coffee cup. About that size. But in a 7-day auction, I sold that glass figurine for $900. Still don't have a clue really what it was, or who made it, or whatever. But the owner, or the owner, but the person who bought it, after he confirmed payment and everything, told me it was crystal. And I found it, not here in this area, but found it somewhere else in an old dump site. Dug it out of the leaves and dirt and all that. So that's the reason I do this. Now, it don't happen all the time. You know, actually, it very seldom happens. You find anything of value like that. But that's the reason I do it. I love the treasure hunt part of it. I also like doing flea markets and yard sales for that reason. You know, treasure hunting. You never know what you're going to find. But let me quit babbling here and get to walking some more. I'm still a long ways from that homestead. But anyway, I'm going to show you what to look for and how I found it. But let me get walking and I'll get back. Just want to show you this real quick. I haven't found anything. I'm still still walking, but I've looked at my phone and I've been walking about 45 minutes, almost an hour. And have you noticed anything, what I was talking about getting turned around, getting lost? Nothing has changed. It looks exactly the same. Now, of course, I'm right here on the shoreline. You know, I'm staying close to it, using it for reference today. So naturally, I'm not going to get lost. But let's just pretend that's not there. Let's just say you're standing out there. I've been walking from where I started to now, 45, 50 minutes, something like that. Nothing's changed. It looks exactly the same. That's how easy it would be to get lost, turn around these woods. That's the reason you need to get a mechanical compass. Don't get one relying on batteries. Get something mechanical. Or actually, it'd be hard to do today because it's so cloudy. Another good thing is learn how to tell direction by the sun, which is very simple. I mean, that's just, I'm not even gonna try to tell you, it's so simple. Sun rises and sets east and west, so you know, just figure out your north-south, and yeah, it's easy to do, but you need to learn all that. If you notice, I'm breathing kind of hard today. I've got shorts and t-shirt on. It's very warm and nice. I mean, I'm loving this weather, other than the rain. But the air is real thick and muggy. I guess because it's been raining so much. And you know, I got asthma, so it's really hard to breathe today for some reason. But getting out and walking like this helps. You know, it kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It just seems to ease the struggle of breathing. It seems like I'm taking real deep breaths through a rag or something, you know, like it's really hard to get air in. But anyway, these little walks help, so I thought I'd get out today and do it. But let me quit blabbing and get to moving, because I'm still a long ways from the homestead. I did find something right here I want to show you. This is a totally different subject, kind of, but this is what they call standing dead timber. I mean, it's not very high. I can knock that down. It's dry rotted. Well, I say I can knock it down. I could get that down with not a whole lot of effort. But the reason I'm showing it to you, back to getting lost and turn around out there, say it gets dark, like today, it's kind of wet and damp, it's been raining. Even though it's warm weather, you can still get hypothermia. Especially if it's raining, you get wet. So if you need to, well, first thing you need to do is build you some kind of shelter. I don't even have time to even think about doing that today. I can show you a quick lean-to that'd keep you dry. But as far as you're getting your fire going, since everything out here is wet and damp, you would never get none of this light. Not even the leaves. I mean, you can pour gas on there and it wouldn't burn. Well, it might burn a little bit, but you know what I'm saying. This is what you need to look for. First, find you some birch trees. I'm looking, this general area, I don't see no birch trees, but I could find one out here. You need to get the bark off them. You can, I mean, set them in a bucket of water for 2 days and get it out and it'll light right up. But then find you a standing dead tree. The reason for that is, I'm touching it, it's soaking wet right here. Because the rain hits it and the water runs down. I mean, my hands is getting soaking wet off that. But if you cut that in two and split it, and you know, there's different ways to split it. You can take a good, decent knife, another stick, and split this. Especially with this crack being right here. The wood on the inside, I promise you, is going to be as dry. Well, a friend of mine used to say, dry as cracker juice. And that's what you look for, because that rain, now if this was laying on the ground, that rain would be hitting it and kind of staying there and soaking through and getting to the middle. But with it standing like this, it hits, and just the nature of gravity, it automatically wants to run down. So your driest parts is going to be up high, and your wettest part's going to be kind of down low, because the water's had time to kind of soak in it as it goes down. But yeah, look for a dead standing tree like that and get what they call the meat, get the middle of it. It makes excellent firewood on a situation like this. We're getting closer. Little man-made bridge right here. This is naturally man-made, but well, I should have about another, if I remember right, about 15-20 minutes to go. It's starting to sprinkle right now. As long as it don't become an actual downpour, I'm gonna go ahead and get out here. But if it gets real heavy like it has been, I'm gonna have to duck and run, because the leaves, if there was leaves out here on these trees, I could get cover, you know, I wouldn't get too wet. But since they're bare right now, yeah, I'd get drenched, and I just don't want that. So I'm kind of speeding through here, trying to hurry up. This is pretty. This is most people see it and they just see no ditch full of leaves. That rain's messing with my camera, it won't focus. But I see you know, a Norman Rockwell photo. You got the woods, you know, and then the stream coming down. I'm on this little wooden bridge. Anyway, it's pretty neat. I like it. And actually, I would do some metal detecting down there. But anyway, let me get to hiking. We still got a ways to go. I found something here I want to show you. It's kind of back to kind of staying dry, and if you was to get lost out here and everything. But if you notice, none of these trees have leaves, so there's going to be no cover from the rain. But your pine trees and your cedars, which are evergreens, you know, they have a little bit of foliage year round. Now, if this one being down would be a perfect quick way to make shelter. I mean, just something fast to keep you alive. It's not saying it'd be comfortable. You know, you wouldn't want to sell your home and move in here or nothing. But see how it's just a big podge of limbs and it's got some coverage on it? You could build off that real quick. What I would do, now if I was actually hiking, I got a little handsaw I'll show you later. I carry all kinds of stuff in my bag. I would cut some of these limbs and make a little area I could fit in real tight against that tree. Get some more limbs, lay on top, kind of crisscross, you know, patchwork deal, and scoop up all these leaves. All of these I could and throw on top. And right above it, you've got some more, it don't show real good, but more cedar trees with a little bit of cover. And what that does, that deflects rain. Now that don't mean you won't get, you know, a few drops hitting you, but you just won't get soaked like you would if you just standing out in the middle of open. Like again, I said, you know, it won't be comfortable. I mean, you won't be kicking your shoes off, reading a good book, but it'll keep you alive. And maybe one day I might show you how to do that. It takes some time to build. But I might do that one day when the weather's better. Or maybe when it's raining, I may throw one up just to show you how quick. Well, I say quick, it'd be about an hour to make it right. But in a life and death situation, as far as hypothermia, that hour don't mean nothing compared to your life. But anyway, I seen this, I just want to show you, that'd be a perfect spot to make a survival shelter there by, or some people call them debris huts or whatever. But that's something to look for right there. Alright, I finally made it to that old homestead. Now, where to begin? Now when you look around here, all you see is the average person just know, now this is kind of a hillside, it don't show good, but it kind of curves. But you just see wooded area, and actually that nature trail, walking trail, runs right through this. And I actually walked through here 2 or 3 times before I even noticed it, because, you know, I just wasn't really looking, till one day I was actually out hunting and picked up on some signs. But the average person just sees, you know, just like anything else, just a wooded area. You know, nothing special about it. But I show you here just a few clues to draw me into investigating and find out this is a home site. Alright, now clue number 1. And actually this got turned up, I guess because of floodwaters. This piece of glass. Now some of y'all collect bottles and such, you know, figurines. You'll understand this is an old piece of glass. Just by the color. The stamp mark on it. This one's got 7. Now just judging by the side, this looks like the base of it. And just judging by the side, I would say this is an old mason jar. Probably screw type lid that had that ceramic insert in it would be my guess. But either way, the clue part is it's old. You know, this didn't get dropped out here last year. So that's one of the clues. The second one is, naturally, there's a water source. Back in the old days, and some of you old timers already know this, you didn't build your home out in the middle of the desert. Well, you may have done that, but you always made sure you're close to a spring, a creek, river, whatever. You always built beside a water source. So right there, you know, that's a clue, which is pretty obvious. But then I started seeing these stones. I've seen them a couple times, just didn't pay no attention to it. Now you got to understand, we're talking 100 years ago. These trees probably wasn't here. But see this sandstone? There's one over there. Now this one's obviously been moved. I kind of investigated it. I can tell it's been moved. I think it came from over there. And there used to be one right over here, but it's gone. I don't know. Somebody probably carried it down to shore, part of a fire pit. But then you got all these little stones. And see how they're not random? They're kind of uniform. At one time, I'm pretty certain this used to be a wall, like a foundation wall. And these was the cornerstones. Like I said, that one was over there. I can tell it's been moved. And then you have one over there, which would be across from it. That'd be two corners of the home. And there used to be one over here. I'm not sure what happened to it. Last summer it was there. But anyway, that would be another corner connecting to there. So, you know, and obviously by that, there was probably one right over here somewhere, which I never did see it. But I'm pretty positive there was. But then back to the little stones. You can see how they're not random. They're pretty uniform. Like something has fallen over or been knocked down. And just to change up real quick, I just see something right now I haven't seen before. Remember that blue glass I showed you? That floodwater has uncovered a bunch of more stuff. I bet that's the rest of that piece I just seen. And guess what that is? It's an old mason jar, so I was right. Here's another piece over here. I may have to come out here tomorrow. I'm starting to see stuff I haven't seen before. It's another one. Oh, this is big. Oh, come on. If I don't cut, I should have my gloves on, but I wasn't planning on doing this. Come on out of there. It's up in the roots, so I know this has been here a while. Oh, that's a large one. That's the base of another jar. Oh, wow. Check it out. Can you see it? There's a jar buried in the ground. I don't have my pick or shovel. Oh, it's loose. Oh, it's broke. It's just the base of one. Oh, well. Can't read it. It's got some writing on it. I can't hardly read it. I see a DES. Oh, it's got a date. 1/80/37. This jar's from 1937, or was produced or whatever. Oh, that's awesome. See, that's stuff I haven't found out here before. But here's another clue. This was old homestead, and this is all over. Ceramic. Now this wouldn't be considered pottery. A lot of people call it pottery, but it's not. It's like probably, just to give an example, like an old sugar bowl or flower bowl or something of that nature. It's all over though. But this is some of the stuff you need to look for. There's another piece, probably the same jar more than likely. It looks the same. But yeah, there were signs that at one time somebody lived here. This was a homestead. Yeah, that floodwater has washed away a lot of the top dirt, and I'm seeing all kinds of stuff I haven't seen before. Now, none of this is worth nothing. This just gets me excited because it's clues that there is still stuff here. I mean, there's glass everywhere. Yeah, I definitely got to come back here. This is pretty cool. But back to what I was saying, I'm getting excited and getting sidetracked. I'm looking all around. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Now, this is definitely a clue. And I can tell you what it is just by that little ridge right there. This is a piece of milk glass, which is old. Anybody knows, collects bottles or whatnot, knows that's old. Milk glass, to my knowledge, is not made anymore. But it's kind of curved, you know. I don't know if it shows. It's not flat, it's kind of curved with the ridge right here, which I'm assuming went all the way around. If I had to throw a guess out there, that was a plate, or maybe a saucer, gravy bowl, or something of that nature. So yeah, that's definitely a clue that somebody lived here. Oh, I just can't stop looking. Here's an old buckle. Now I don't mean like a belt buckle. This probably went to really, I don't know. I'm gonna guess a piece of farm, you know, farm related, like a saddle, or I really don't know, but my guess is this is a buckle for some leather strapping that went to something. If anybody knows what that is, I mean actually what it went to, put in the comments, let me know. I'm actually gonna keep that. It's pretty neat. Here's a, man, all this stuff wasn't here. This is this is like Christmas time to me. Some old iron right here. Not sure what that would have been. I wish Aqua Sugar was here with me. He could tell you right off the bat. Oh, what's this? It's got writing on it. I mean, it's a piece of glass jar. If you can find them with right, oh, it's an old Pepsi Cola bottle, and it's old. I can just tell by the lettering on it right here. And all this stuff, like I said, it's not worth anything, but it helps you date the sites you're on, especially stuff like this that might possibly have a maker's mark on the bottom or a date. That just really makes it easy there. What's this? Some more ceramic, which we already knew we had ceramic here. All right, let me quit looking around because time will slip away from me. It's just too cool here. I definitely got to come back tomorrow if it ain't raining. Let's see. I'm trying to determine, like all that scattered rock I was showing you. See, here's another clue. I just can't quit looking. Does anybody know what that is? Some of you old timers probably do. You youngins like me might not know. I can tell you what it is. I know. That's the heel to an old leather shoe, a man-made shoe. See all these little nail holes? As small as it is, I'm gonna say more likely a child or a woman's shoe. Yeah, I don't think that would be a man's work boot, because they didn't have Nikes and all that back then. The men wore boots because that's what they did. They worked every day from time to get up and went to bed. So it's either a child's shoe or a woman's shoe. This no jar lid. Oh, here's something. Piece of leather. Now that looks like more likely that was that looks like that was possibly a flap. Then again, it could have been folded over on the ground and formed that way. Oh, that's the rest of that shoe. I see it now. Oop, about to fall down the hill. Me thing. One hand it's hard to do. Let me get her flattened out. That was a woman's shoe. Or maybe a child, but if I let it go, it's gonna curl back up. But this is the heel right here. And where I'm trying to hold down is the toe. So if you can envision that, that's probably where that heel I just had came from, that particular shoe right there. So yeah, this was definitely a home site. Most definitely. Now normally you don't find this many clues. I mean, just laying right on top like that. It just don't happen. But with this being a hill, and this area getting flooded a lot, it washes away the topsoil and gets down to original dirt. Now the original dirt is will be hard, kind of clay packed. It's called original dirt because it hardly ever gets disturbed. But all these random rocks, well not random, but uniform rocks, the way they're just laying in one, like a perfect line and everything, I'm assuming they had a basement type deal house. That was a rock wall or something, and it's, you know, collapsed, and that's the reason they're laying out in such a perfect design there, not just randomly scattered. But that's some stuff you can look for to help find old home sites out in the woods or whatnot. And another thing, look for if you find a bunch of rocks and stuff like that, look for modern stuff. You know, when I say modern, I mean like concrete or bottles. That'll kind of help you determine how old it is. Which, don't leave the site just because you find that, because even today there's homes that was built in the 1800s that people are still living in. So you're going to find modern trash. Just sift through it. And if you find more old than new, it's a good site. But if you're just finding new stuff everywhere, more than likely it's not that old, or somebody's done picked through it, you know. As you can see, it's raining on me. See how the mud puddles are. So I need to end this video here. I'm about an hour and 20 minutes from my camp. I need to get going because I noticed the air has gotten cooler, and these little, I call them microbursts, are becoming more frequent. So that tells me the leading edge of a good downpour is on its way, and it's getting close. Especially since the air temperatures went down a few degrees, I can feel it. So I need to get headed back to camp so I don't get soaked. I'm in no danger because I'm close enough I can go ahead and hike wet. You know, I wouldn't be out here for a day or two. So hypothermia is not really the danger. Plus, I'm not going to get lost. I mean, I can get out there and follow that shoreline and go right to camp. So I'm in no danger, but I just don't want to get soaking wet. Need to get on back. So let me pause it and I get back to camp there. I'll say goodbye to everybody. And yeah, it's starting to rain harder. Let me get going. I'm on my way back to camp and I saw this. I just show you real quick. It's starting to rain. Not heavy, but it's a decent drizzle. So that rain's close. So let me hurry. But this is birch bark. Now I ain't got my lighter on me. Like I said, I wasn't going deep in the woods, so I didn't want to pack all that weight. But if you get stranded, look for the dead standing timber. Make you a quick, first thing, make you a quick shelter. Then find some of this birch bark. It's real papery. You know, it's just almost like a piece of paper. I wish I had my lighter. I could show you here. It's been raining all day. Just pull you off. You know, it comes off in big sheets. Actually, I'm probably gonna carry this back with me and save it. But if you stick a lighter, see how it's wet right there? The different colors. It's dry right here and dark over here because it's wet. I could strike a lighter of that and it'd instantly start burning because it's got natural oils in it. It's almost like a candle in some ways. But yeah, look for this right here. Now there's different forms of birch, but essentially it will all work. Now some don't have this real flaky bark, but you can take your knife, just kind of scrape down it like this and get shavings, and it'll do the same thing. But that's what you need to look for. Yeah, you usually spot it in my area. Species of trees are different in different areas, but in my area you can usually spot it pretty quick because there's a real flaky bark on it. But anyhow, I just saw that. I want to show you real quick. It's steadily raining now, so let me get back to camp. I'm on the way back to camp and I found another awesome spot to show you that would be for a quick emergency shelter. I'm actually standing under it right now. This huge cedar tree. It's raining at the moment. Not a downpour, but it's pretty steady. I'm starting to get a little wet, but I'm only about 30 minutes from camp now, so I feel okay. Yeah, see how what's the word I'm looking for? Scarce or sparse the coverage is, and it's still keeping me dry. That's the reason I'm kind of taking a little break under here right now. But what I would do to improve this thing is huge. I mean, the limbs hang way out and it goes all the way up. Right now that's naturally deflecting the rain. It's hitting the limbs. Of course it's dripping a little bit, but it's knocking most of it off. But what I would do is go out here to some of these little saplings. Of course, you know, I carry a little handsaw, and I would cut several of them. It'd take no effort, but I would cut probably maybe 10, and maybe even half of them, because they're pretty tall. They go up, and half of them, that would give me 20. And I would build me a lean-to right off the base of this tree. Probably just real quick on my head, the way them limbs look, I could probably patchwork it out and just make a roof. Just come out this way. Then I would get some of these little, if I can find something to show you, some of these little limbs like this, ones that ain't real big. Patchwork it on top, and then scratch up all these leaves and pine needles, whatever I could get for thatching, just throw on top. Now, keep in mind, you're not going to live in this. This is just a quick emergency overnight shelter, so it don't have to be perfect. There'll be ways I could make it completely waterproof, but just for a quick emergency shelter, yeah, I would scratch up all these leaves and pine needles and stuff, throw on top. And with the cover of the tree itself, that would almost keep you completely dry. I mean, it would deflect all the water. Now there will be a drip or two that comes in, but then out here I'd clean out a spot, gather up my birch bark, you know, dead wood I'd find, probably some driftwood, build me a fire, I mean right here in front of my shelter. Now ideally you would have a deflection wall, get some of these old wet rotten logs and kind of stack them up, you know, make you 2 wedges and stack them up in between it to deflect that heat back towards you. And you would actually be pretty comfortable. You might consider kicking them shoes off and reading a good book. I mean, a setup like that you'd be surprised. I've had 1 or 2, not in an emergency situation, I just did it just to stay in practice. And it would actually get a little warm in there, get hot to where I'd have to unzip my coat or take my coat off. But yeah, you can look for something like that. I'm gonna have to get going. See how massive that old cedar tree is? That's actually a big one. Them limbs hang way out there. And underneath there, I mean, that's perfect. Ground's nice and level and soft. But yeah, just look for something like that. Well, I'm back to camp now. Not quite back, but getting close. I'm just right on the other side, that little point there. So I thought I'd end this video here and just say, as far as them survival shelters, hopefully you never need one, but there could be a day that you will. So get out there and practice. Hang on, I'm trying to snake across this muddy. There we go, we made it. Get out there one day and practice. Don't wait to the moments that you need it, that it is a life and death situation, because you're gonna be under stress. You're gonna be panicking. Your mind's gonna be going 100 miles an hour, and you're gonna make mistakes. And sad to say, a lot of people don't make it because of that reason right there. They on the cold, wet ground, or let their clothes get wet, and don't understand you need to take them off. Even though it could be 20 degrees and raining, it's safer to take them wet clothes off and sit there by the fire naked than it is to be wearing an old wet, soggy jacket that'll actually give you hypothermia. So one day when you're sitting around kind of bored, pretty sunny day, go out in the woods. Now don't go real deep unless you're comfortable doing that. But go, hang on, I'm looking at a tree here. That'd make good firewood. See how this has been struck by lightning and killed it. I can tell. But I'm sitting there, it's been raining. I'm actually getting soaking wet now. And that is dry right there. If you cut in a little deeper, perfect firewood. But I'm getting off subject. One day, whenever you're sitting around bored, go out to the edge of the woods. Stay within your comfort zone where you feel safe. You know how deep in the woods you want to go. And practice building one of them shelters. Now, it don't have to be perfect, don't have to be pretty. Just practice making one, and maybe even camp out in it that night. That'd actually be pretty fun. But get an idea and get an understanding what you need to do, what will work and what won't, and kind of build you a game plan. You know, a mental note of what you need to do. So if that day comes, and I hope it don't, but you never know. I've come close a couple times, but if that day comes that you need emergency shelter, it's just instant. Don't be surprised how it'll just kick in. You know, your instincts will just kick in. You already have your game plan laid out. You already know what to look for. And as long as you remain calm, don't panic. Yeah, I mean, you'll be all right. Because you done, we'll just say practice, you know, you done got you an idea of what you need to do and how you need to do it. So get out there and try that. It's a great skill to know. Let's see, which way I want to go. Let me go this way. It's not actually a trail, but it's quicker. Because I'm actually getting rained on pretty good now. But yeah, get out there and make you a game plan. Kind of get an understanding of how to do it and what you need to do. And store that away in your memory, you know, in your little filing cabinet there. It's a good handy tool to have. I got a visitor at my camp. Not at my camp, but there's somebody else come out here. But yeah, I'm on this video right here. Hope everybody's having a great day or night. Just want to say hello to all my subscribers and my aunt. Gotta say hello to my aunt. And hey, she might know something about that glass. If you do, you know, put in the comments what it is or what you believe it is. Or that old metal buckle, which I forgot to get. Walked off and left it. But I can go back and get it. But anyway, I want to say hello to everybody. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tagging along and sticking with me. I hope you're having a great day. And God bless.